Morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I wanted to come in today and talk to you guys about what's going on with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been on a major surge in the last few days. It actually rose. I've been monitoring it pretty closely since since its latest move, and it actually surged about 11% last night, which is pretty ridiculous in terms of how an asset moves. No asset, no stock really moves like that, and which is actually both the good and the bad thing about the crypto markets. There are a lot of interesting dynamics kind of at play here, and so I thought I'd chime in on Dr. Boyce TV and the Black Financial Channel, simulcasting on both places. So if you're interested in financial stuff and you just want to see financial conversations all day long and financial news updates, you should subscribe at theblackfinancialchannel.com, theblackfinancialchannel.com. So before I begin, I don't want to be rude. I want to say good morning, Vernarial. Much respect right back at you, my friend. Andrew, DDS, good to see you. Is that two Ant-Man? Is that right? Regina, let's see, who else do I see? Make Andrew love. Two Ant-Man says, if you invest, grab Mara and not right now. Okay, I don't know if that means as if Mara is a cryptocurrency. I'm not sure that. But let me see here. All right, so what's going on, King? How are you? I see King B Tuka. All right, so let's I'm about to actually get on a plane pretty soon. I'm going to New Orleans. We're doing a 2-day business summit down there. So if you happen to be in the area or just want to travel to New Orleans, feel free to go to drboyceneworleans.com, drboyceneworleans.com. And then, of course, Chicago's next. That'll be drboycechicago.com. That's July 28th. And I'll be down at the Fraser Net conferences for about 24 hours, actually. I'm going to go there and do a panel with Julianne Malveaux, and Dr. George Fraser will be there. I think Damon John is there, as well as a few other interesting people. I think Dr. Randall Pink comes there. A lot of other interesting people. I forgot. George just kind of knows everybody. George is an OG. He was on the channel not too long ago. But anyway, hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. How you doing, Trey J? All right, so let me just give you the quick rundown. Basically, last night and really this whole week, Bitcoin has been rising like crazy. I own Bitcoin in a couple of different platforms, one of which is Coinbase. And so Coinbase, I look at the app just to try to see what it's doing. And I saw that it was making some pretty strong moves this week. About 38%, I think, is how much it's gone up this week. It almost sounds like I'm lying when I say it. Like I don't even believe myself when I repeat that information, because 38%, price movements within 1 week that's pretty insane. And so of course when asset prices move, there's supposed to be information attached. When there's no information attached to the movement of the price of an asset, that's not a symptom of a good, healthy market, in my opinion. And so Bitcoin was interesting because Bitcoin and crypto, it used to do that. It used to move, like make major moves without any information attached to the movement, which said that it was just illogical. It's almost like hanging out with your buddy, and 1 minute your friend is really nice and the next minute they're really mean, and you say, well, why did you go from being really mean to really nice, or really nice to really mean? And they can't tell you. They just say, I don't know, because I felt like it, right? When that happens, you're just sort of like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. You're not rational right now. Whereas the crypto market has become more rational. It's become more mature. There are a lot of people that are sort of speculating, because Bitcoin and crypto broke so many hearts, when the market dropped, which I warn you guys all the time, as you become investors, just know market crashes happen. It's just part of the game. It's like basketball. You can't play basketball without thinking you're never going to lose a game. But a lot of people were afraid of crypto, and they sold all their crypto and got out of the market. I sold some stuff, but I stayed in there. I stayed in there pretty deep, and now it's great because it's paying off and everything else. But let me just tell you a couple of dynamics that are happening right now that relate to Bitcoin and crypto that I think are driving a lot of what you're seeing in the market right now. Number one, you've got movement by big players like Facebook and JP Morgan Chase. Now, to be clear, JP Morgan Chase and Facebook are not, they're not necessarily backing Bitcoin and supporting the price movement of Bitcoin directly. They're actually creating what some define to be competitors to Bitcoin, right? They're actually creating alternative products which some say that creates competition, but some say that maybe this is like the digital streaming space. Like, when Disney said they wanted to create their own streaming platform in addition to Netflix, some people saw it as Netflix and Disney competing with each other. But then some people said, you know what, when you're dealing with a wide open territory, wide open industry, there really is no competition. There really is, I would say no competition, but people can subscribe to more than one streaming service. So a lot of people, it's not like they're going to say, oh, I'm dropping my Disney so I can subscribe, or I'm dropping my Netflix so I can subscribe to Disney. Most people will say, oh, I have Disney and Netflix. Most people, like, I have Disney, Netflix, Hulu. I started watching, I got, what was it? I don't have Disney. I'm sorry. I have Netflix, Hulu, CBS, the CBS app, because Jordan Peele does the show he does the Twilight Zone, which is a really good show on the CBS app. And I just subscribe to a bunch of them. I have Amazon. I like to have all of them, right? So, so the same thing is true. So, it's true, I think, with crypto, where, just because Facebook or JP Morgan Chase are creating alternative products, that to me does not imply that they're going to necessarily hurt Bitcoin. If anything, it adds confidence to the public's perception of crypto as an industry, right? When JP Morgan Chase and Facebook move into the industry so rapidly and so aggressively, it makes people say, hey, wait a minute, maybe there's something to this crypto thing. Maybe cryptocurrencies aren't going to go away. And I think that's the right interpretation. The other thing that's interesting is that in this market now, greetings from Nigeria. All right, that's awesome. Shout out your city, by the way. Feel free to shout out your city. Every now and then I like to check out what cities you guys are coming from. David K. Vernarial, I see you in there. He says digital Wild West. I agree. It is kind of the Wild Wild West. It's what we in finance refer to as an inefficient market. An inefficient market is where you have information imbalances. You have a lot of, you have high transactions costs. You have a lot of things sort of happening in the market that shouldn't really be happening in a good market. Crypto is not a good market compared to, say, the New York Stock Exchange, but it's not a terrible market, right? You've got a lot of players in the market. A lot of the players are more informed than they used to be. One of the things that says that this market's a little bit different from the past is that before, a lot of people were jumping into crypto to kind of learn how crypto works. Like, a lot of people were new. They were looking for a fast buck. They were just kind of, trying to jump on the latest trend. Whereas there are people in there now who were part of the first wave, who got their butt kicked, who lost a lot of money, but who are now saying, okay, I've learned a lot. I'm now educated on crypto. I've read a book on, like, even myself, when I saw what, Bitcoin was doing in crypto and all that, I started researching everything I could find. I started reading tons of articles, and I read a whole book on how Bitcoin is mined and how it all works and why this currency is real and all that, because I couldn't quite put my brain around it, and you still have people like Warren Buffett, old school OG investors who hate crypto. He doesn't think it's real. But I really believe that the reason Buffett doesn't think it's real is because Buffett probably doesn't have the time to sit back and really research and analyze what it all means. I think from an intuitive standpoint, the crypto industry seems like hocus pocus. It seems like a bunch of made up stuff, a bunch of fake money, fake news. Like Donald Trump always talks about fake news. I think there are some people who see crypto in that way. I see it as something that is real, because you're really talking about creating alternative economies and currency exchange that involves, the movement of value, right? That's all currency does. It's almost like you almost think of a coin like a little plate where you put food on the plate and you transport the food on the plate. A plate without food has no value, really. I mean, you can't eat anything on that plate. You can't eat the plate, right? But you put food on it, it can become a very valuable plate, right? Well, currency is kind of the same way. Currency is usually backed by something of value. It can be backed by gold. It can be backed by land. It can be backed by labor. It can be backed by sex or whatever, right? And so you put something valuable on top of the currency, and that's what makes the currency real. But if you take that value off, then it all becomes psychological. Now, the thing about the dollar that's interesting is that the dollar used to be like the plate with food on it. It used to be backed by gold. Then they took the gold backing off of it, and so they're kind of leaning on psychological value. So that makes me wonder what's going to happen with the dollar over time, particularly as people lose faith in the U.S. economy, which they will. Our debt levels are too high. Our foreign policy is really ridiculous. I think that people are sick of America having all this economic power. So I think that there will be a price to pay. So that, that's another reason why I'm a big believer in diversification, when it comes to investing. All right. So anyway, I want to say thank you so much to Bankroll for making your donation to the channel. I appreciate that. Any donations you guys make are going into the community. It's going to spread Black media. It's going to pay staff. It's going to help us do a lot of things that help the community. So feel free to support if that's something that inspires you. Let me see. Bankroll says, thanks for everything you do. Bankroll is Black owned and big on the Tron blockchain. Okay, I will reach out to you. Yeah, email me, manager@boycewatkins.com. That's manager@boycewatkins.com. All right, so whoever Satoshi Nakamoto was, that's a smart dude. That's true. I read the whole story about that. Like whether or not he was a real person. I think there was a guy that they think pretended to be Satoshi Nakamoto, and the reason I think that they believe that it's him is because he lived near another guy who had a name very similar or the same as Satoshi Nakamoto. And they went to the other guy and said, are you Satoshi Nakamoto from Bitcoin and all that? And he said, I don't know what you're talking about, right? So some people think that he's an American guy that maybe stole the name of a Japanese guy he knew. But then again, maybe, he really is Japanese. I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter. He's brilliant, though. Whoever he is, he's brilliant. All right. So hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the share button and subscribe button. David K is from London. Good to see you. I see Athos from Columbia, South Carolina. Good morning, Derek. Good to see you too, my friend. I see Windsor, Ontario from Stephen Wilson. Let me see here. Yeah, and by the way, the podcast is on iTunes and SoundCloud. So if you ever want to listen on your way to work or something like that, you can also listen on iTunes and SoundCloud. Also, this week I'll be at the FraserNet conference for a day, not long, so I won't really be hanging around that much. But then after that, I'm going to be in New Orleans for a 2-day business conference that you guys can join if you want to. drboyceneworleans.com. There'll also be a book signing at 3:15 on Saturday at the venue of the conference. So if you just want to come 3:15 for the book signing, that's cool too. Or if you want to join the whole conference, I think you might want to. I think you should check it out. It's going to be really good. And then also I'll be in Chicago next. drboycechicago.com. I need to get to Maryland, yes, but the thing is, we go places where we know we can make our money back. And the hard part is that sometimes people will say, come to my city, and people, somebody has to pay the bills, right? So if people invest in us, then we invest back. We can invest back in you. It's a two-way street sort of thing. I don't think I'm gonna come to Philadelphia again anytime soon. We already did our first conference in Philly, so I'm gonna hit Chicago, LA, New York, and of course New Orleans this weekend. So anyway. All right, so last thing I'll mention that I think is interesting in the crypto thing, hit the thumbs up button, please do that. One other thing that's interesting is pretty soon a lot of the cryptocurrencies are going to do what they call a halving. I can't even say it right. I don't know if to say halving or halving. It's halving, like you cut something in half. So I guess you would call it a halving, right? Which doesn't even sound, it sounds like it's HAFF. But anyway, the halving is when they're going to reduce the supply of a lot of the cryptos. Litecoin, I think is going through one, and a few other cryptos are. I think Bitcoin even has reduced the payments, the compensation that the miners are going to receive. And when they reduce the compensation for the miners, then that's going to reduce the supply of Bitcoin, and you reduce the supply of a commodity, holding demand constant, then boom, you get a price spike. Do I think that's going to lead to a price spike? Yeah, because I think that people are noticing how Bitcoin's on the move, and I really believe that, and it's going to. I think it's going to be infectious. I think the financial contagion is pretty strong in crypto. I think diversification rules still apply, so don't put all your money in one basket. But really, I think that there's something here to this crypto industry. I'm really excited about the future in it. Let me see here. I saw somebody made it. Okay, Mickey Andrew Love, thank you for your donation, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate your mind for business and finances. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the platform. I respect people who support what they believe in, because it really does make a difference. Everybody else, other ethnic groups support their institutions. So I hope that this institution proves itself to be worthy enough for you to want to be a part of what we're doing. And it's not a charity, it's an investment, because we invest right back in you, and we can give you lots of cool stuff back. All right, so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button before you go. Please hit the share button and subscribe button. Also, we hit Black Financial Topics all day long on theblackfinancialchannel.com, theblackfinancialchannel.com. And also, if you want to be a stock market investor and you've thought about it and just haven't gotten to it yet, and you want to get a free training on how to buy your first share of stock, the Black Business School has supplied that for you guys free of charge. It's a great video. You're going to love it. You can go to blackmoney100.com, blackmoney100.com. That's actually the first step in our whole Black Money sequence. We have a sequence that goes from 101 through 106 that covers everything from entrepreneurship to how to buy a franchise to real estate to stock market investing, all kinds of stuff. So Black Money 100, totally free. Go check it out. All you got to do is sign up and you can get your free training on how to buy your first share of stock and get started. All right. So I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Have a good day. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.